That means it is time for our second startup battlefield company to come out. That company is Skyline Nav AI. Presenting for Skyline Nav AI is CEO Kanwar Singh.
Good afternoon, TechCrunch. My name is Kanwar Singh, CEO of Skyline Nav AI, and I'm also joined with me with Jasleen, who's our product lead. 11 years ago, my friend Harisimran went missing while hiking in the mountains of Mexico. His GPS vanished. Sadly, his body was found 3 days later. What if the blue dot that we take for granted on Google Maps disappears? That blue dot comes from the Global Positioning System. These satellites are 12,000 miles away, and we receive extremely weak signals here on Earth. So in addition to struggling in mountainous regions, these signals struggle to reach us in cities and tunnels. More recently, bad actors have learned how to spoof and jam GPS. GPS jamming is kind of like a rock band that shows up to a symphony orchestra and drowns everyone out. GPS spoofing, on the other hand, is kind of like having a fake map that takes you in the wrong direction. A few weeks ago, the aircraft-carrying European Commission president was GPS jammed by Russia. A few months prior to that, a plane crash happened in Kazakhstan. 38 people died. And more recently, drug cartels have been jamming GPS right here at home to evade law enforcement. And why does this matter? Because billions of lives and our economy depend on a blue dot that can simply disappear. And you might be wondering, why me? I'm a fourth-generation soldier and entrepreneur. I currently serve as an Army captain in the Massachusetts Army National Guard. I've written a book on this topic, and 5 years ago, the Pentagon called me asking me to fix GPS's vulnerability. Now, at Skyline Nav AI, we asked, what if you could navigate with no GPS, just cameras? Introducing our software product. It fuses camera and inertial sensors to give you location back. No need for Wi-Fi, cellular, or any connectivity. It has computer vision as its backbone. It does a pixel-by-pixel analysis, and we match it with pre-downloaded data sets to give you location back. Now we'll switch to a live demo. Earlier today, I flew a drone over Moscone Center because you never know if the FAA may shut down the airspace during a live demo at TechCrunch. Over to Jasleen.
Thanks, Kamar. I started live processing this drone footage as soon as I got on stage, and now, in a historic moment, for the first time ever, we are geolocating a drone without GPS in San Francisco. Pathfinder is analyzing the terrain in real time and giving us a location back on a map. With no Wi-Fi, no cellular, and no GPS needed. This is the future of safety and autonomy. Now back to slides with Kamar.
Thanks, Jasleen. Now here you're seeing we've strapped a camera to a car. And as it's driving, every frame that's coming in, we can geolocate this car. So even in areas where GPS traditionally struggles around skyscrapers or tunnels, Pathfinder will make sure you are on your next destination, your date, or interview on time every time. Now, GPS independence has been hard to accomplish. Current competitors are squarely focused on the defense market that can pay the big bucks. Today, I'm thrilled to announce a new product here at TechCrunch. We are calling it Pathfinder Edge. Pathfinder Edge democratizes GPS independence for drones, aircraft, ground vehicles. Now, here's a drone that's been flown on the front lines of Ukraine. It's battle-tested. But Russia has been crashing these drones by jamming GPS. You can simply hook up Pathfinder Edge on this drone, and now voila, this drone is GPS independent. Thanks, Jasleen. Back to slides. And as an American, to our friends and customers in Ukraine, Pathfinder Edge is on its way right now. Pathfinder Edge is affordable. When competitors' products cost $5,000 to $20,000, Pathfinder Edge is available today for under $1,000. It's lightweight, easy to integrate, and best of all, we are the only company on Earth that can do GPS independence on a hardware that fits in your pocket today on both land and air. And just like Apple democratized smartphones, we are democratizing GPS independence navigation. So let's talk about attraction. Since starting Skyline Nav AI 5 years ago, we have received $3 million in non-dilutive funding from companies and organizations like NASA, US Air Force, and others. Today, we are generating over $1 million in commercial revenues by selling our commercial product to the same customers. US Air Force is building the next generation aircraft with Pathfinder inside. US Army is building drones that can navigate without GPS. NASA is exploring Pathfinder for navigating on the moon's surface. BAE Systems is building next-generation EOIR sensors with Pathfinder. And finally, Kierford is building next-generation inertial navigation systems with Pathfinder inside. We have won awards from organizations like Isuzu, Move America, NASA, and many others. This market is around $10 billion, includes manufacturers of drones, aircraft, and ground vehicles. We are well on our way to hit 10 million ARR by the end of next year. Our team has deep background and expertise in computer vision from MIT and Harvard, and we have demonstrated success selling our product. Look, to conclude, GPS changed the course of history 30 years ago. Today, it's our greatest vulnerability. Pathfinder is making our society GPS independent, so my friends like Hari Simran don't get lost, planes don't crash, and bad actors can't spoof our economy. So if you believe in our mission for GPS independence like we do, come join our team. As customers, partners, employees, and investors, we'd love to have you. Thank you so much.
Judges.
Go ahead.
Kind what's the business model?
Finder.
So we have two business models. We started selling our software initially. In fact, I'll actually show you a product that has been built by one of the customers that I showcased, Kierford Corporation. And so Kierford is building the inertial navigation system, and this company, by the way, has products in submarines all the way in outer space. And so it's a 100-year-old company. They chose the best software that they needed to build a new navigation system. And so they've chosen us, and I'll pass this along if you don't mind, in addition to the Pathfinder Edge. And that's our second product, right? Customers came to us and said, look, we don't have the time or the energy or the resources to integrate software. Can you help us do it? And no one was doing this. We're like, sure, this is a great opportunity, but more importantly, people need it in the United States and in Europe and other parts of the world.
And so are you hardware plus software now? Just to give us a little more sense of what the business model is.
Absolutely. So we started with software-only approach, and we have very high margins on that. And our customers are like, fantastic, this is great, and we work with them to integrate the software. And now we have seen this opportunity where current competitors are not focused at all on the broader market. When we buy our cars, they don't have GPS independence right now. And so what we're hoping, and by the way, the Pathfinder Edge has 80% margins too, because we're not building our own hardware. We're using commercial off-the-shelf hardware and putting our software, encrypting it, and then shipping it off to customers.
So where does the majority of your revenue come from today from a customer standpoint?
Absolutely. So the vast majority of our revenues right now are coming from US military and our commercial customers here in the United States. I cannot get into specifics for operational security reasons of customers in Europe who will be receiving some of our products very, very soon.
And what about safety standards? How are you adhering to safety standard requirements?
Absolutely. So this is where we work with our customers directly, and they are the ones who are integrating the platforms on their edge devices. Think of aircraft, cars, etc. We are not the experts on the compliance stuff, right? There's certain things we can do in-house, but we let our customers do some of those integrations.
Why doesn't the US government build it themselves?
Excellent question. So GPS is an invention by the US government, and we as taxpayers fund that. The challenge has been that we have become so reliant on GPS that this is that typical innovator's dilemma. Well, it's sort of working most of the time when it's not. And so there's conversations happening right now in the US government to fix this problem. And these are my personal views, not my official views as an Army captain, so I have to get that on the record. But I think it's a struggle. It's really a struggle. And that's where they've reached out to companies and organizations like us to do this for them. And then they're adopting more commercial software and hardware as much as possible.
How much imaging do you require before you can reverse back into the map? And let's say you're in a battlefield area, you haven't seen it before. How much satellite imagery needs to be built up before you can reconvert that? Yeah,
absolutely. So our customers typically bring their own satellite data sets or other types of data sets. And our device requires no cloud connectivity, by the way. That's the beauty of it, right? So this is all happening on the edge. And so customers bring their own satellite data sets, so there'll be a mission planning aspect ahead of time. And so they'll sort of say, hey, we are doing a mission from this to this, get all the data sets, and then our software is running. And it can be scaled up or down, depending on how large that area it is.
To what degree is your supply chain sort of a hindrance or bottleneck to growth versus kind of more of a pure software delivered model? And how do you think about that long term?
Yeah. And Justine, feel free to chime in as well. On the supply chain side, look, we are buying commercial hardware, right? So these are products that we have co-built, co-designed with our contract manufacturers here at home and also sometimes overseas. And they're the ones who are supplying this product.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the team? Who are the key executives you brought on? And in particular, can you share a little bit more on the government relations and sales team, if that's a core customer base?
Absolutely. Look, I was joking earlier, but I went to Harvard, but almost all our engineers went to MIT. And so we have really fun, rivalry between us. And on the government relations side, breaking into government is actually not that easy. It's extremely hard. And I always counsel people who want to break into the government, it's going to be a struggle, right? But I go back to my roots as a soldier, and I care deeply about this topic. Look, I could be working on SaaS, which I was early on in my career, but this is a mission calling for me personally. I fundamentally believe people will die if we don't fix this issue right at home. Our troops may not come back, our economy may tank, and so that's why we are committed to fixing this. But you got to have some insights, you got to understand your end users so you can do the right level of integration and be able to sell the software or product back to them. And so you have to be able to speak the language.
And to complement what Kamar said, we have about 7 other executives other than Kamar himself who are either currently a part of the US military or have been part of the US military and intelligence service in the past.
Makes sense. And you had a $5 million contract with the Pentagon, is that right? Is that an authorization to spend?
I cannot get into specifics, as you can imagine.
Sure. Makes sense.
And do you think about growth markets beyond the military applications? And what are they?
Absolutely. So we think of commercial car companies and trucking companies. We've had some traction. We actually won Isuzu's AI Challenge, 3rd place in that. And so there's many customers who are now reaching out who are finally learning that this can be a big issue, right? People in Middle East and Eastern Europe get it right away. I was in Ukraine a few weeks ago, and everyone there understood exactly what we were doing because they're seeing on the front lines what GPS disruptions can do to their lives. And so as people become more aware of how weak these signals are and how easy it is to spoof and jam, I think more people will start to adopt. And that's why we are here. We want to take this message to Silicon Valley. We are extremely vulnerable. So let's start to integrate GPS-independent solutions. It doesn't have to be Pathfinder, but we'd love it's Pathfinder. But we still want to we have a societal obligation as a company to do something about this big problem.
All right, I think that is a good note to end on. So give it up for Skyline Nav AI.
Thank you so much.
Great job.